Hey guys, Pete here from the Sunday Drive, and today we're going to be installing a front camera sent to us by ATOTO in my 2004 Silverado. So if you haven't seen already, we have an installation video showing how to install the ATOTO A6 Pro head unit, and we've had it for a couple months now, almost a year I'd say, and it's been working stellar. It's probably one of the best Android head units on the market, especially for the price point. You can get it from anywhere from like $180 to the top of the line one, which is closer to $300. Maybe it's $250, but ultimately it's got all kinds of great features. The top of the line one even has hand gestures, which kind of gimmicky, but they do pack a lot of punch for what you get. So there's a bunch of other accessories you can purchase for this head unit. By the way, we'll have a link to that video in the description for that installation video, so check that out if you're curious. But you can order a rear view camera, you can order wireless steering wheel controls if your vehicle doesn't already have steering wheel controls equipped, and in this case you can install a front camera. So the head unit does have a DVR function. If you put a micro SD card into the head unit, it'll write just like a normal driving camera would, so it's pretty neat. We're gonna put it in and then we'll do some testing with it and let you know how it works. So when you open the box, this is all you get. Very simple, it's a very straightforward process. Essentially you get this front camera that looks a lot like an egg, and just a USB cable. That's it. You just plug it into the back of the ATOTO A6 Pro. The A6 Pro does come pre-installed with a DVR application, so it does record what this camera sees. Just pop a micro SD card in and it'll record to it. So we're going to test that out in this video as well and see how that works. So this camera shoots in 720p. It's not super fancy. It doesn't shoot 4K. We do have a video showing how to install a 4K camera in one of our friends' Chevy SS's, but let's be honest, it's $35. You get what you pay for. Not only that, but you're going to really wish you had it if you end up in a situation where a video would have helped you, whether it be an accident that wasn't your fault or something else. What's also really cool is that you can pull this footage up directly on the head unit, so you can show it to a police officer at the scene and potentially avoid a ticket. So in this video we're going to show you how it works not only during the day, but we'll get some night footage as well to see how that does. So as mentioned, we've had this head unit in my truck for quite a while now. It's been nothing but great to me. It's had no issues, no hiccups. I haven't even had to hard reset it, so good job ATOTO. I don't know if all units are this reliable, but this one's doing its job very well. We have a very in-depth guide of this entire head unit on our channel as well, so if you want to know every single feature that this has, all the apps that come pre-installed, check that out. And in this video we'll actually go through the application specific to the front camera so we can show you how to use that, record video, save it, etc. Basically all you need to do is peel off this 3M tape, mount it where you want, run the wire, and just plug it into any of the USB ports in the back of the device. Now for my truck specifically, which is a 2004 Silverado, you're going to want to put the car in the first gear so you can pop off the trim and get the head unit out. Next, go ahead and grab a drill with a 7mm socket and take out these 3 screws. So if you look on the back of the head unit, you'll see there's a USB port right here, full-size USB Type A. That's where we're going to plug the front camera into. Actually, I'll plug it in right now so we can see how it works. Alright, so the camera's plugged in. Just go to the app that's called DVR, and there you go. So that is the camera. Kind of looks a little foggy, probably because we have this lens protector on. This is the front-facing camera, facing not forward. And this is Cliff with the camera. I'm probably going to put it on the passenger side of the vehicle and run the wire up this centerpiece and then run it all the way up along the headliner. Reason I'm putting it on the right side, or the passenger side, is because the dimming sensor is on the left side of the mirror. So I'm just wiping down the windshield with 70% isopropyl alcohol. We want to make sure that the double-sided tape adheres to the windshield well so it doesn't fall down. Go ahead and peel the tape back. They do use real 3M tape, so that's good. And now I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots over and hold that there for a couple seconds. And there we go. So the camera is actually getting kind of warm, and now I can rotate it how I want. Right there looks pretty good. I don't need to see too far down the road. The USB wire is pretty long. It should be sufficiently long enough to run it all the way along the windshield, down this A-pillar, back behind the dashboard, into the radio. First thing we're going to do is start wrapping sections of this with double-sided tape and stuffing it up on the edge of the headliner. Alright, now we're going to run the wire behind this plastic trim piece. We can actually shove it back there without removing it with this pry tool. If you have a newer truck with this side pillar airbag, you have to be careful not to impede it. You don't want it to get caught up in the case of an accident. In my case, it's a very rudimentary truck, so I don't have to worry about that. Now we have to pop off the side panel of the dash and run the wire behind it. Alright, so we've run the wire behind the dash. Just plug it into the USB port that we showed you earlier and reinstall the head unit. Alright, there you go. So now let's test it out. I'm actually going to show live footage from this, so I'll pull the footage off of it after I put the micro SD card in here, get some daytime driving and some nighttime driving, and you can decide for yourself if you think it's good enough for you. Okay, so before I show you any footage, let me show you how to get there. First, you're going to open the DVR application, and that will bring you to the front camera software. So you can see along the bottom that we have some settings. From left to right, we have the record button, the take a snapshot button, so that will take a still picture in a JPEG format. We have a gear icon for the settings, a trash icon to delete, this menu button that shows all of the videos that you've recorded, and this lock icon, and it shows whether a video is locked or unlocked. So if you start recording, as you can see here, you get a little timer on the bottom, and on the top of the display you can see that it says record with a flashing red dot. Also, while you're recording, you can hit the snapshot button and it will take a photo and save it to your SD card as well. So let me stop recording. If you click on the gear icon, that'll take you to this menu with four options. So the first is automatic recording. Basically, as soon as the head unit turns on, if there's an SD card in the unit, it will start recording. You can choose the resolution to be high, low, or standard. Naturally, I'm going to choose high. I have a 32 gigabyte micro SD card in here right now. The video clip length you can specify to be anywhere from 10 minutes to 5 minutes to 3 minutes to 1 minute. The standard or default is at 3 minutes. And finally, you can choose the file storage path on this unit. All you can really do is choose SD1, which is the SD card. So going back, here's the trash can button. If you hit the trash can button, it will delete all of the unlocked files. And if you hit this menu button, you can see a list of all of the files that you've recorded on the unit onto the SD card. If you want to lock a file, you can specify which one you want, hold down on it, and it will give you this menu. You can delect, lock, or cancel. So you can cancel that. If you click on a video file, it will start playing it, and you can watch in real time the previously recorded video files. So if you need to show something to a police officer, you can go ahead and do that. And now I'll show you some footage. Okay, so here's some footage of a sunny day. There's a couple of clouds in the sky, but it's still blue, and I'm driving on the expressway. Here I go under a bridge real quick. You can see the exposure on the camera changed pretty quickly and then readjusted to the perfect exposure. Now this footage was upscaled or scaled up from 720p, which it was shot at natively, to 1080p, which is what we shoot our videos in on YouTube. Here's some footage at night. As you can see, the street lamps and the lights, they're a little blown out. That's normal, but you can see pretty well what you're driving in. So you can see other cars. It's pretty hard to read the license plate numbers. I don't even know if you can at all. So I don't know how much it's going to help if a hit and run happens. Maybe if a car's directly in front of you, you can almost make out that Pennsylvania tag to the left, but like I said, it's not very legible. Overall, not too much noise. You can see some noise floating around in there. It's actually not that bad. Here's me driving at night on the Atlantic City Expressway. If you look on the right side of the screen, it's got this like bluish color, and I guess that's from just noise. It's like an artifact on the camera, so something to note. As you can see, there's a little bit of a reflection on the left-hand side of the video. That's where I placed it. And you can actually see on the bottom right-hand side a reflection of my HVAC vent. So here's some more footage in the day. This is cloudy, overcast skies. Once again, it's exposing pretty much perfectly. When you get close enough, you can read the license plates of the cars, so no big deal there. And yeah, overall I'd say it looks pretty dang good. I've been running this setup for about a week and a half now, and it hasn't given me any issues while recording nonstop. The only time I've stopped recording is if I want to pull the SD card out and put the video files on my computer. So one quick note, you're going to want to make sure that you stop recording in the DVR software, and you also go to the settings and eject the SD card, because if you don't do that, there's a very high probability, for instance it happened to me on the first time I tried, that the video files will corrupt and be unreadable. You don't want to waste that, because if you do need those video files, you'll be out of luck. So make sure that you eject it properly. Thanks for watching, guys. That's all there is to this process. It's very simple if you already have the ATOTO A6 Pro, and if you bought the camera with the ATOTO and you need to install all of it, check out our other video and then check out our walkthrough. There's a lot of little features that this head unit has. So if you found this video to be helpful, please give us a big like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.